15th, 2021. We're done trading. I actually recorded a recap before, but I actually realized so many things have happened since then, and market's about to close. Actually, we have one more hour. And there are a few things in here that I want to record and remind myself when I'm reviewing these, because I review my recordings every so often. So I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tickers today. Some were good and some were rubbish. Some were really rubbish. The only good trade that I liked today was my snap trade. Everything else was wishy-washy. As you can see, they look like they were small trades, but actually they were bad trades with break-even. Like the second trades on them were break-even. So MRNA, for instance, now I lost almost $700 and I made back 659. So I shorted it with some shares and then bought some puts. Long story, it was just not a good trade. PTON was almost the same thing. Shorted it with some shares. This short, I didn't know I lost so much because I just exited, and I didn't realize that I had lost this much, but I made it back with that. But yeah, it's the manner in which this happened is stupid, because it was a credible short. Price did actually go in the direction of my short, but I had no patience to wait for it. So essentially, I wasn't trading a plan. I was trading FOMO. Now, FOMO is when you just kind of see something like, ooh, I'm going to catch this, yeah. And then you don't have a really good plan with a good risk management strategy, and then you lose money. Same thing with Tesla. I just, yeah, didn't do. I actually went long and lost money. It's weird, right? Because Tesla in a breakout. Again, that was just with bad patience. Dash did well. I think I shorted at some point, and made some money and then got out. I actually thought I went long. But anyway, so let's go through every single thing one at a time and as it happened. We'll start with the SPY, where I actually lost a lot of money and then made a lot of money back. Or made a lot of money. So it's so strange. So looking at the SPY, we did something really dumb. So and it looks like it's coming down now, but we did something really dumb, and something I need to be very conscious of. I had a little or a small bias on how I was trading this, and it's a bit messy, but so basically yesterday we sold off strongly. If we look at the daily chart, let's actually study the daily chart and we look at it with a clean chart as well. So SPY is kind of bullish right now. We have this channel that we are trading in. So I'm just gonna put on a clean set. Okay, so we have this channel, clear drawing set, that we're kind of in right now, and channels generally tend to happen when we're losing momentum. If you notice, we kind of spiked and then we channeled. So if we just kind of extend that, it kind of looks something like this, right? So I kind of had a feeling that we would probably bounce at some point, or otherwise we're just going to go down, and this would probably be a trading range we'll probably be in. But anyway, so we've kind of done this, get to the top, wedge topped, and then sold off. And we sold off sharply each time we've done so. Rally strongly and sold off. So we're probably rallying again. Another thing is we have 3 pushes, 1, 2, 3, or maybe 1, 2, 3, somewhere here. This is a nice wedge over here too, so it makes sense that we would rally at some point today, double bottom up. I didn't think of it that way. I had a bias, and every time you have a bias, it really kind of messes up the way you look at your trades. You tend to kind of have an idea of what you want, and you follow that idea. But really, I really should have taken my time to observe what was happening. And there were some clues and some hints that had told me this was probably going to happen. The first thing is this, but I didn't look at this, obviously. You have a spike and channel down. It's a small spike because this is the spike bar and channel down. So this in itself is a channel. So if you charted join the lows or something like that, you have, whoopsie. All right, so let's use, okay, so if you did something like this, you have, oh, come on. You have something like this, something like that. And in fact, the spike has actually stopped. We actually activated because I realized something is. I'm just seeing this now, but the spike has actually stopped here, and now we're in a trading range. Oh, come on. Yeah, so the spike has actually stopped around here. We broke out here. So this is the first clue that we're reversing. And I did not, I mean, it's easy to say this in hindsight because we've reversed. But this was the first clue that we're reversing. After 3 pushes, 1, 2, and 3, or maybe even 1, 2, 3, and then this is like the final push, sometimes 4, but you could say this is the wedge. The moment you break out, you come here, test the channel, and then you have a double bottom. Now, I had a bias that we were going to sell off because I just felt we're going to sell off. You should never have a bias when you are trading. You should always try not to trade with a bias. Always look at the price and let the price tell you what it wants to do. And you may ask, like, how do you know what the price wants to do? And that's why I use wedges, because after a certain number of pushes, the wedges tend to tell you what's going to happen. Now, this wedge actually is not correct. Let's remove that because we sold off here. So this is where the reversal was. So this is actually the third push. Ah, right. But this is the same level. So this isn't right. So this is the first push. This is the second push. This is the third push. You could call this the second if you want, but they're both on the same level. And that's the way I look at it. And that's the third push. Right. So we started to trend down. And then we pushed down 3 times. And this is what I did not look at. I had a channel that I had drawn from here to here. I'm going to put that back on in terms of my analysis. As you can see, I have this channel, and somehow I had this. I put this here, but I had this saying we're going to reverse. But anyway, it doesn't matter. This is irrelevant. So I had this channel saying, okay, you know what? At least we're in this channel. This is resistance. This is support. Somehow I felt we were going to sell off. We're breaking this low. We're going to sell off. So I went short on the second 5-minute bar because I thought it was a bear trend from the open. All right, here we go. So bear trend from the open. You have a double top, so you're going down. But this is the third push down in a bear trend already. You're already in a bear trend. I mean, although this looks like a bull trend, but you actually you haven't broken this, so you're still in a bear trend. So chances are we were, if this was a spike and this was a channel, maybe, I'm not really sure. It looks like this is a bull trend. Like this is 1, 2, 3, bull trend 1, 2, 3. Somehow I saw this wedge and I thought, probably makes sense for me to buy this. And I thought, nah, it's probably not a bull trend. It's probably a bear trend. This is the bull trend. And that was confusing and I just could not figure out what was going on. As a result, I then just shorted here, put my stop here. I shorted with so many contracts, I think about 20 contracts, but I had a delta of 0.3. In the end, what happened was when I sold this bar, price reversed, kept going up, stopped me out. I was down about 400 bucks. No, I bought some more. That's it. I bought some more, hoping that we would reverse. We did eventually reverse, and this would have been a break-even point. But the point was, this is where my stop was supposed to be. I put my stop here and got stopped out, and I realized that I had traded this wrongly. Anyway, so what ended up happening was I bought some more, took a loss, and then obviously reversed. At this point, I thought, okay, this is not working out well for me. I then now went long here. I can't remember. I think I went long here, lost more money. I realized, no, this is a wedge. And there's another one. I keep making these mistakes. I shorted the SPY here. And I shorted with, I think, 60 contracts. And got out. I drew this line down here. got out because I had a 2-minute chart, so I knew where this line was. So I got out over here and made the 1,800 bucks that I made back. And I just kind of kept on watching it. Did I try to show? No, I just kept on watching this. As you can see, failed wedge. This is already a sign that we're going up. Easy to see this in hindsight. Then we have this breakout. But I was obviously not trading the SPY at this point. All right, so that was a SPY. Okay, let's talk about PTON, because I think I also went to PTON. Lesson on the SPY is try not to have a bias, look at the analysis, understand, before we go to PTON, understand what is going on, where we are on the market cycle. First question every trader needs to ask themselves is, where are we in the market cycle? Are we in a bull trend? Are we in a bear trend? Are we in a channel? Are we in a breakout? Where are we? What are we doing? And as you can see, I think this was the level I was looking at. What are we doing? And if you're not, you need to really understand that first. So we're in a broad bear channel. So this area is always a support area. So you only look to buy here or here. So when price immediately went down here, we're testing yesterday's low, and we really should have looked at buying here. But instead, I had my bias, and even if this went down, we know that, okay, fine, it was just a small loss. The second thing we should have done was risk management. Although this could have been a great stop down here, we actually got 2 for 1, about 2 to 1 here. So that would have been a beautiful trade. So that, again, is something I should have learned. And then also, another thing that's also important is try to stick to one ticker and try and trade that ticker all through the day if you can. Because then what tends to happen is you are focused a lot more, you wait for a good setup. So this wedge could have been found. Maybe because we're already at the top, we could have shorted this. On the 2-minute chart, I find that works really well if you're trading in a range. This breakout would have been a good long with a stop over here. If you're breaking out here, stop here or here, maybe here or even here or even here, and then just holding it. Just these 2 trades for today would have been perfect. This would have also been another really good one. Going long here, holding here. But also just the fact that you had a double bottom just meant that you really wanted to hold long. So that's the lesson learned from trading this today. All right, let's talk about PTON. So with PTON, we had a bear trend from the open. In fact, as I look at it now, obviously without pre-market, things looks very, very, very different. All right, let's put the extended hours on. PTON I hadn't even done any analysis for, and that's the first thing that wasn't great. Before I actually go into anything, I need to have done some sort of analysis. My computer always does this thing where it freezes. I need to have done some sort of analysis that kind of tells me what is going on, where should I be looking to enter, where we are in the cycle. Are we in a bear trend? Are we in a breakout? Are we in a bull trend? All these questions need to be asked. So as you can see with PTON, we're in a broad bear channel, right? And it looks like a bull flag. So let's remove that. Bull flag. So based on what we have, this first low, second low, and of course, wherever this goes, before, you can imagine, say, before the market opened, this is where we were, right? So now we're somewhere in the middle of the range. We haven't got an idea of what's going to happen. We've hit the top twice, we've hit the bottom twice. We're probably heading down. So ideally, I would start to look for shorts. This actually is a beautiful setup because if you look at it, this is your bull trend. 1, 2. Actually, if you look at this properly, this isn't actually a bull trend at all. This is your bear trend. Pulls up, pulls back down, so the bear trend carried on. Then you had a bull breakout, right? So 1, 2, maybe you had a third one here, maybe there's 3 touches. And this is easier to see on, say, the 1 hour. So if we do that and show our extended hours, there we go, so much better. So now we can see one push, maybe this is a second, or this is a second, and this is a third. The point is, we have something like this. Whatever the case is, we know that we are testing this level here, we're testing this level. We could have put this here like this, waiting for price to come and test it. And what actually ends up happening is we sell off. And what's good here is when you're selling off like this, you're selling off at least in the top third of this range, and you know where you're headed. You're probably headed to the bottom. Okay? Chances are you probably something just dawned on me. You have 1, 2. This is the overshoots. This normally comes to the bottom. I probably would have gone long. Looking at this now as a double bottom, but what's actually happened is we've sold off. Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're still in a bear trend. We sold off. We're coming to test this low. We actually break this low. This could have been a good bar to sell. You know, you buy your puts here. You've broken this low, so you're definitely in a bear trend. And this is where you could put your stop. I mean, you could also, I don't know. You could put your stop here as a breakout, and then take it out. But anyway, so what did I do? I sold this bar here, which is this wick here. I bought some puts. My stop was supposed to be here, which is about 500 bucks. I bought 2 puts. It pulled back and I got fed up and frustrated and I got out, and that's how I lost the 100 bucks. Then I bought this bar later on because we had the double bottom. I was expecting the reversal because, you know, you have here 1, 2, and 3. So you could have, oops, 1. You could have done this to this. So that was, I was looking for a long, but I knew that the long is only going to come when I start seeing green bull bars. The reason why I got out, even though I said to myself, this is probably going to come back down and test, even though I sold this bar, it's like, we're probably going to get a test. And we have all this selling, even on the 2 minutes, all this selling, no bull bars. So why would I be concerned that we're reversing here? It doesn't usually happen. Normally you need to go into a channel before you reverse. So I was very annoyed at myself. I sold my, I closed the position with a loss. And I said, why am I doing this when I'm going to reverse soon? So I left this stock alone. I'm going to trade something else. Anyway, got back and I saw this bar. This is the bar I bought. Took 2 legs up. 1, 2. I don't think I even took this bar. But made some money doing that. I was happy with that as a good trade. When reversed, bought some more. They don't take my profits quick enough. Reversed, lost more money, bought some more. And I think this is where this happened. Where I made that money there. Alright, so that's PTON. Once again. Dash I shorted. Where did I short Dash? I think I had a wedge of sorts and I shorted Dash around here. Let's have a look. As you can see, I overtraded. Okay, so I closed my position on Dash at 10:15, 10:13, and I opened at 10:07, and it was a put. So 10:07, round about here. So oh yes, I know why. I had a double top. So with Dash, we had this top here. So I went short here, yeah, 10:07, and then 10:15, I got out around here because I plotted this line. And I thought, this trend line, and I thought, okay, we have a wedge here, we're probably going to go up. That was reason why. One pullback, two legs, and I thought, okay, let me just get out. May not get a third leg up, third leg down. And also, like, my idea on dash was break this low, and we should be heading down. But as you can see, we're at resistance, double bottom, and we've rallied strongly all day. Double bottom here, and then just kept going up. I didn't even notice we had a double bottom, but we did. So even if I had gone here, put my stop here, it would not have been hit. This I need to learn how to trade and learn my stop. Very difficult. You can't have biases, but at the same time, you have to have an idea. Anyway, so Dash has been going up, and now it looks like it's coming down. But anyway, we're done for the day. So that was Dash. MRNA. Oh boy, that was a big mess today. Now it's breaking out. It's going sideways. That was the first clue. MRNA is going sideways. You shouldn't be trading a stock and hoping for a trend and putting a lot of position, a huge position on a stock that's going sideways. Whenever a stock is going sideways like that, I mean, it's obvious it's going sideways. Look, up, down, up. Where you've gone up so much, you've come down so much, you're clearly going sideways. You come back up again. Oh, it looks like a bear trend. And then what happens? So one could think, okay, fine, we're in a bear trend because of this. You probably think, okay, this is what we're doing. But then you reverse, and then you're doing this, and then you're doing this. And it just goes so annoying and frustrating. That's the thing about trading ranges. They're confusing. I tried to short. I thought this was the beginning of the wedge, so I went 1, 2, 3. I shorted here, lost so much money shorting. It went up, went up, went up. Stopped myself out here. Tried to take one short, stopped it out, and it was here when I entered by mistake. Or was it here? Mistakenly entered because I was looking at CrowdStrike. I was watching CrowdStrike, and I wanted to take a short on CrowdStrike. I'll show you where it was. I had this double top, and I thought, oh great, this would be a good short. This broke out here. I was like, great, shorted it. But I had MRNA puts. I had 10 contracts of MRNA puts, and I thought, oh my god, I just made a big mistake. I didn't plan to take 10 contracts of MRNA puts. I was already in. I was up a bit, and I was just really freaking out. I didn't want to get out because I thought, okay, maybe it might work out. Since that's going down, MRNA might want to go down too. Where is it? So I held those puts. Yeah, it was about here. So I held those puts here, and then we sold off a bit, and then it got out round about here. I kept on scaling out. I had 30 contracts, scaled out 10 each time as we're making new lows, and I just got out. And I was like, I'm not taking this, playing this game. We may reverse. And of course, this happened. I was like, okay, great. I'm not ready to waste that kind of money. And that was MRNA. Then, who else? Or what else did I trade? Talked about PTON, talked about SPY, talked about MRNA, talked about Dash. It's just Snap now. Alright, so Snap was just because I saw the SPY gapping up, and I decided, okay, what else is going on? I looked at Snap. Oh my god, it's still going up. Yeah, it is gonna still go up. Failed wedge. And it's heading up to them, and that's what I thought. Yeah, I kind of thought, okay, this is the channel. It's probably going to head to the channel, but so what happened was I got into Snap here, 100 shares, got in more because this was a good risk, got in more. I kept on adding till I had 1,000, and when I put this line up here, I was like, okay, we should get out at the break of this trend line. We got in, we tried to set our exit, and I think it was just about $100 here, and it just ripped all the way up here, and I got out about here, and I went all the way up, and I thought, oh wow, that's a good long. And as you can see, we're about to print that huge massive bar heading to that top, which will probably be a beautiful short. But hey, we're done for the day. We're not trading anymore. This would have been a beautiful breakout trade. I know it's a double top, but look at this, it failed, and we've just gone up even more. Yeah, this would have been a beautiful trade long as well. But it's just one of those things. You can't win them all, can you? Where is this? Oh, look at that. It's in confluence with this level, which is where that wedge top is. So if it breaks it, that would just be, if it doesn't break it, then we have a gap. If it breaks it, then it would just be a test of that, you know. Let's see how it goes. If we look at the bigger picture, yeah, we are going sideways. So we are in a trading range. And this is just a bull leg in a trading range. So it probably will go up even higher. Maybe pull back a bit and go up. It's good when you know and you can see what is going on the chart, and you have an idea of where price wants to go and where everybody wants price to go. It's almost like there's an agreement, and you have to have some sort of confluence with their agreement on where they want price to go. All right, so that was pretty much how I traded today. I don't think there's anything else. There's some other trade. Oh, wow. Nice. Nice. This is one I've been looking at. Wasn't too sure how I've been. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I actually considered taking, and it's also a beautiful long compared to the previous one. I considered taking this long today because we were coming back into this demand area. It will be a double bottom here. And as you can see, we've really rallied strongly based on a reversal of this. So yeah, this would have been a beautiful trade had I planned to take it, but I have obviously not, and we've broken out of that range. All right, I have some ideas for tomorrow. These one of them. But I'm not going to be trading tomorrow. I have a flight. But anyway, just thought I'd just catch up and share these things. It's definitely a better idea to trade stocks that are in the trend, because you at least know where your supports and resistances are. So if you were trading this, or if I was trading this, I have an idea of where I would look to buy. So from the open, if price came down here and tested here, this would have been a credible buy, come back down, credible buy again, and also a really nice wedge as well. So really good buy and beautiful breakout as well. So this would have been a good one. Essentially, I need to find really good setups that I know are doing things that I want, not stocks that are going straight and sideways. And I find that when you're trading those, it's very easy to lose money. All right, that's my recap for today. I probably will not trade. Sorry, I probably won't trade till Monday next week.